Welcome, race fans, to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. This is the meeting with Miles 240 from Dover International Speedway. I'm your host, David Hillbilly Hara. In the booth with me, as always, Mr. David Lafano. David, how you doing this evening, man?
Hey, I'm not doing too bad. Happy to be here at Dover. Tough little track, but it puts on a good show. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, with the temperatures out there at about 74 degrees, 112 track temperature. It's going to get slick around Dover, around this 1 mile track. A meeting with Miles. I mean, Miles is not somebody you wanna have to deal with. That's a pretty big dude, as you can see the statue off to the left side of the track here of his upper half of the body. That's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, I think the monster comes out of him here on corner entry and corner exit as you come down the straightaways. You kind of drive off into a hole. Coming off, you come up out of the hole. So very challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're gonna see may see some monster coming out of some of these drivers today, as we have 72 laps in stage one. We'll go to lap 150 for the end of stage two. They've got 5 sets of tires, 60% fuel, 1 fast repair on the night, and it looks like they're going to be pitting. If it stays green, they're going to be pitting because they got pit stops somewhere between lap 54 and 58 on fuel. Now, imagine you'll want some tires before then, likely. So maybe some drivers split this thing in half. Some run long, some short pit. There's a multitude of strategies you could take here.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'd kind of try to split the stage, but sometimes it's kind of a monkey see, monkey do type of situation. If you're behind the leader, you kind of wait and see what the leader does and follow suit. So, but I'm sure there'll be, maybe a couple different pit strategies for these drivers here tonight between the stages.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, we have 15, looks like 16 cars going to take the field tonight. With Barnett is running some pretty fast times out there with a 23.16 as his fast time, and that matches Curtis Sauber with a 23.16. I mean, they're .008, so 8/1000ths of a second difference on their fast times so far here in practice.
Yeah, it looks like, through the top 5 or so they're very tight on time. So, but like I said, this is very challenging track to stay consistent. So I think whoever can be consistent all night will be the one here at the top.
Yeah, with Talladega, coming out off of Talladega here, we have Curtis Auburn is your points leader thus far this season, coming into this race. Trying to see what his points lead is there. Having a little difficulty.
So it looks like 18 point lead there for Curtis coming into tonight. I believe Eric Thornton, correct me if I'm wrong, did he miss last week? I can't quite remember. I think he missed last week. He was the point leader. Dropped him a spot there, but he's 18 points behind Curtis. You're in third is James Nelson, fourth Gregory Robinson, and Zoltan Nagy is rounding out your top 5 in the points coming into Dover.
Yeah, Curtis got the win last week at Talladega. And that catapulted him up there to the top of the field. And like you say, believe Eric missed the race. So he is here tonight. So we'll see if he can rebound there a bit, try to capitalize on being on track. But right now, Sovereign's a little bit faster than he is in practice, at least.
Yeah, like you said, Greg Barnett, Curtis Sovereign. Basically, I call that tied up top of the leaderboard here, the time chart. So far here in practice, but practice is winding down. We got about 10 seconds left here, and then these drivers will start their qualifying attempt.
Yep. And while they're winding down here, we're going to go ahead and get into some pre-race activities, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Stand by. Please rise if you're able and remove your hat as the United States Navy Band performs our national anthem. right, a huge shout out to the United States Naval Band for their rendition of our national anthem. Now, back here trackside, we've got some old logo up, but we got that taken care of, so no problem there. Back here trackside, qualifying is underway. See if we can catch up with some of these drivers as Michael Kurgelak is taking his second lap around here, just finishing that one up. Curtis Sauber finishes up his run. Ryan Steinhoff making his way around the track. Barnett currently sitting at the top of the charts right now, as he was in practice, with Eric Thornton in second, Kurgelak in third, Kenneth Pack in fourth. Ryan Steinhoff times in a P5. Chris Essery, I believe this is a new face for us here tonight in the number 22 Shell Pennzoil car. Times in, he jumps up to the fourth position, knocking Kenneth back to fifth.
Yeah, we apologize to Chris if we butchered that last name. I'm not exactly sure if it's Essery or Essery. I'm not sure. We'll figure that one out, though.
I'm sure he'll correct us at some point, Dave. So that's all right. Dustin Matney out on track in the number 12 car, currently in the 12th position. His first lap of a 24.01. See if he can pick it up a little on this time by. And he does pick up the time just a little bit, but still coming in at a P12. Looks like most of the cars have qualified, Dave. We have James Bowden and Michael Bovair still yet to qualify, and that would round out. Okay, so Michael Bovair times in at a 13th position right now. 23.815. Gets the inside wall or outside wall there, and then comes down and hits the inside wall. He will qualify in the 13th position. So I think that is all the drivers, Dave. We got about a minute left here to see if James Bowden decides to take a time. Tommy Osborne took a time. Looks like he might have had a little bit of issue there on his lap, but nonetheless, all these drivers have qualified and will begin to grid here in the next minute or so. So 240 miles here tonight. Speaking of miles, this is the meeting with Miles 240. We'll speak quietly of Miles. Don't need him coming up here in the booth and tearing the booth down. So.
Yeah, 240 laps. It's a long race here around Dover. It's going to test your patience for sure.
Yeah, I was expecting to see Curtis Sauber have a little bit better effort in his qualifying, but he starts in P7 tonight. He was second in practice. Maybe just didn't get what he wanted out of his qualifying lap, and that happens from time to time. You can get a couple good laps there in practice, and maybe your car is firing off better. A few laps in, 3, 4, maybe 5 laps into a run. And that's why you'll see those times differ a bit in practice as opposed to the 2 laps you get in qualifying. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League. Be sure to check them out on Facebook.com. Search QFRL.
It looks like they are gridding up.
Still waiting on Eric Thornton here to take his grid spot in P2 outside of the 38. Greg Barnett will be your pole sitter tonight. Eric Thornton in second. Row 2 is Michael Kurgelak in the number 41 with Chris Essery in fourth. Kenneth Pack starts 5th position in the number 16 AutoServe Prisma Health Camaro. To his outside is Ryan Steinhoff. His Raptor Tough.com, number 74 machine. Curtis Sarburn starts in row 4. The inside of row 4 in that Interstate Batteries Toyota. James Nelson to his outside in that Auto Serve number 75 machine. Tyler Nelson in the Traxxas number 85 will roll off in the, well, it gets a little confusing once they get rolling here when they're not all where they should be.
It looks like he'll roll off 9th. Tonight, Gregory Robinson's going to roll off 10th. 11th is going to be Tyrone Yo Jr. Rolling off 12th is Dustin Matney. 13th, Michael Bovair. 14th, Mark Hollerfield Sr. 15th will go to Rada. 16th to Tommy Osborne. And rounding out the field in 17th is James Bowden.
Michael Bovair has not left pit road. He must have missed the start. So he will be starting, once the green flag comes out, he'll get the go. So they're lined up, side by side.
Green is out. A little stack up in the outside lane there, but managed to keep it rolling here.
38's going to clear the 88. Oh, it gets really loose. Gets turned our leader, a pole sitter, into the inside wall. No caution yet. No caution yet. Will he get it going? He gets it going. No caution
He gets it
flag.
going. Oh, tough break for the 38. Looks like he got loose.
Let's see if we can catch that on our replay here. So we see the 38. He gets a really good start and then just gets loose off the turn there, and the 88, couldn't check up for him. Tough break for our post.
No. I saw someone kind of sliding. Didn't catch who that was.
Yeah, it's not really showing up on my screen here, as Greg Barnett may have had to tow that thing. No, he may have just drove it to pit road there, Dave.
Okay, I'm looking. It looks like Curtis Auburn and James Nelson. Curtis Auburn got loose, came off the wall, collected James Nelson.
Very interesting. Yeah, I got no data on that whatsoever. Okay, let's see if we can catch it right here, folks. So we watch the 75 here. 75 goes low down in front of the 85. 54 is on the outside of the 16. 54 gets loose right there. Yeah, and again, just the same thing. Nowhere to go. The 85 plows into the 54, trying to get through there. But, yeah, very interesting. Eric Thornton is in. He came down pit road is what it's showing me. Yeah, he and the 75 are both down. Now, the 88 did get a little bit of nose damage when he hit the 38 there on lap 1. Your new leader is Michael Kurgelak in that number 41 car, with newcomer Chris Essery in second, and again, still newcomer Ryan Steinhoff in the 3rd position. Now, Ryan's been with us, I believe, this is his 2nd race, possibly, with Quick Finishers Racing League. Several cars on pit road early on here in the race.
Yeah, it looks like Thornton, Hollifield, who else is there? Bowden, Nelson, Rada, all on pit road early.
Really surprised we didn't see Tyler Nelson come down, because he got a good piece of the 54 in that little incident there. With that black paint scheme, you really can't see a whole lot of damage, but I mean, the car really looks kind of clean. The way he plowed through there, I wouldn't think it would be, but it looks pretty good for the 85.
So working caution number 1 here early on, working lap 5.
It's still too early for strategy, but
These corner exits, we really have to look out for them. Coming up out of the hole, I call it. The track has a really strange transition, and really gets these cars out of sorts if you're not careful.
Yeah, it sure does. It's almost like you kind of preload the shocks or whatever while you're down in the hole. When you come up out of it, it extends to the top of the shock there and causes it to causes the car to want to break free. I think I explained that correctly. Kind of compresses while you're down in the corner, but then when you come up out of that hole, it's just like you're extending to the end of your shock stops there as your springs kind of start to expand, and it just really lightens up the rear end of these cars. And that was probably I'm gonna have a bunch of mechanics in the comments telling me how I was totally wrong on that, but that's okay. I like being corrected.
Yeah, as these cars come up off the corner, there's quite a bit of banking here at Dover in the corner. And as you come up off the corner, it kind of flattens out abruptly, like very quickly. And I think that's what causes a lot of issues here.
I mean, you could almost see it right there on the screen as they come out of the corner, just here under caution, how it has a bit of an elevation change there, like you say, coming up out of the hole.
Yeah, you can really see it in an onboard camera as these drivers, it's almost like there's a big dip just as you get into the corner, and it just upsets these cars on entry and exit.
Dave, the lights are out. We are stacked back up 2x2 here. Gonna go green this time by. The 41 will be the control car inside the Geico restart zone. He'll be able to step on that loud pedal anytime he's ready there, and the rest of the drivers just have to play catch up at that point.
Yeah, Michael Kurgelak going to lead him to the green flag as some of the drivers up near the front had an issue. Like you said, we saw Eric Thornton hit pit road. I believe that's to fix the damage on the nose of that car early. See how he makes his way back up through the field.
Yeah, I don't expect he'll be back in the back there very long. He has a really fast hot rod tonight for this afternoon. His car is off. Green flag is in hand. Barney will get us going here. Actually, Kurgelak gets us going in the Geico restart zone. Gets a good jump. Heading off into turn one.
Yeah, Ryan Steinhoff going to follow him through underneath the 22. Can't quite make that clear. 22. Well, a lot of these cars are bouncing off the wall here early on.
Oh, the 22 is a little sideways there. He's still sideways. Good save by the 22.
Hold on. It's like, now the 22's around.
No caution again. Yeah, this track seems to clean itself, and that's exactly what it did with that 22 Shell Pennzoil car, who's going to have to hit pit road, and unfortunately, it's going to be under the green flag. Quickly go back and see if we could see exactly how that took place. He gets loose again. 74 kind of gets him a little bit. His nose just destroys the front of that 22 Ford. As it looks like, did I get another wreck by him? Yeah, it looks like he's had to jump to the pits. I'm not sure what happened the second time around there. I'm sure that's not the introductory race he was looking for here tonight, but ended up with a good start to the race, good starting position for the race, and unfortunately just wasn't expecting how loose that car was going to get. If you're watching at home, we do appreciate you for tuning in here to the Sim World Racing Network. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League. If you're interested in racing with the Quick Finishers Racing League, just get a hold of them on Facebook.com. Search for QFRL. We do it every Friday night here, following the Cup schedule. Got a side-by-side battle for that third position as Gregory Robinson in number 3 is making his way around that 74 machine of Ryan Steinhoff.
Yeah, Michael Kerjalak has a lead. Kenneth Pack wants it. Kenneth's kind of slowly kind of creeping in on Kerjalak here. Got it down to just under 0.4 of a second now.
It's mostly single file throughout the rest of the field at this juncture of the race here on lap 15 of 240 tonight. Let's try to hop on board with Michael Kerjalak and see if we can see that dip you're talking about there, Dave. I'm certain we will. If I can ever find the right. So here we are on the helmet cam of Michael Kerjalak. You can see right here, you can kind of go downhill into the corner, and you catch that banking. And then you're gonna have to drive back up out of it right here. Yeah, that gives a pretty good perspective. Definitely, you're seeing exactly what the drivers are seeing here. Kurds is being quite smooth here. That's keeping him out front by a half second over Kenneth Pack. Eric Thornton, who had to restart in the rear or toward the back there after having to get some of that damage fixed, is back up into P5. Again, did not take him long at all to get back on pace. Machine of Arada, back in the 14th position currently. Got Maddie's Angels on board. Congratulations to Rada on picking up a new pup. Just posting some pictures of his new dog, and you know, we love animals here. It's Sim World Racing Network. At least this guy does. I don't know about that other guy.
Yellow is out.
Matney. Dustin Matney has had an issue. I noticed I saw him dropping through the field there. We'll see if we can get the replay. Pull it up here to see exactly what happened to that the 12 car. Yeah, just again gets loose, gets into the side of the 38 and loops that car on around, backs it into the wall there a little bit. Not a whole lot of damage. I believe he'll stay on the lead lap with that. So he'll be told to pass the pace car there, yep.
I would expect to see these drivers down pit road maybe for fuel. Nope,
So
they're
the
going on by.
The 74 is peeling off. So the first two stay out. Eric Thornton's going to stay out. And the rest of the field is going to come down. Yes, yeah. Michael Kerjalak staying out, our leader. Kenneth Pack, who was in second, stayed out. Eric Thornton stayed out. And from the 74 of Ryan Steinhoff on back, everyone else came down pit road. It's unfortunate for Greg Barnett, who could have taken the wave around there if these leaders had pitted, but they chose not to. It's very well in their right to do so.
Yeah, kind of interesting there. If they cannot make it all the way on fuel, which I don't believe they can, make it to lap 72. Kind of interesting that most everybody would not pit right here, at least to top off the fuel tank. So maybe they're hoping for a little bit later caution, get some fresher tires on it. It looks like most drivers were down for fuel only. We got a few that possibly took 4.
Now you've got the 88 going to go ahead and come down. 38 comes down. So the 88 decided second time around to go ahead and drop off and come down. I think he's thinking that fuel as well. Get this thing filled up, try to get to the end here, or the end of the first stage, shall I say. To give a huge shout out to AutoServe. AutoServe's on the 75 machine. AutoServe, get your vehicle serviced at AutoServe here in the Charlestown, West Virginia area. If you're in Charleston, West Virginia, make the drive up to Charlestown and get your service done on your car. Be a nice drive. Kind of check out some of the state. If you're not in the state of West Virginia, what are you waiting for? Get to AutoServe. Get that tune-up. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by. Your leader is still Michael Kurgelak and that number 41. Again, he'll have the control of the restart here. Is Moza butt kicker number 41. That's a nice paint scheme on there. I believe he's got Night Owl Sows on the back of it. Big shout out to Night Owl Sows.
Green is out. Good jump for the 41 there.
Fired off quite nicely there, Dave. 74 was able to get a good start too. He's going to take over that second position from Kenneth Pack. Kenneth falls into third position, but quickly getting in line back through the field. Not a whole lot of side-by-side racing happening back through there.
Trying to look back, it looks like the first car possibly on 4 tires would be the 75 of James Nelson. Looks like everyone else took fuel only on that stop.
We'll have to see if they're having a few lap fresher tires. Now there have been some caution laps there, but we'll see if the tire difference is going to help him any here. I imagine it definitely would later in the run.
The 16 now underneath the 74, give second position to Kenneth Pack.
Now the 3 of Gregory Robinson looking to do the same as he's now to the inside of the 74. They battle side by side down into the corner. The 3 is going to get clear this time and does.
Yeah, we got Eric Thornton looking underneath the 75 of James Nelson now. That's for the 6th position.
Now looking to the inside of that 84 machine of Beauvais. Ooh, Bovair gets really loose there, almost smacks the wall. May have touched it just a little.
Yeah, it looks like he touched the wall a little bit and came down and touched James Nelson just a whisker too.
James is now back on off the side of that car now.
And now the 88 looking underneath the 74 is Steinhoff.
Steinhoff battling back on the outside there. 88's going to have the better line. Makes the pass.
I do know that last run, I was kind of looking at some lap times. It looked like the 3 of Gregory Robinson was consistently one of the faster cars on the track in that last little stint. See if that translates here. But right now, the man on a mission is the 88 of Eric Thornton.
Curtis Sauber has fallen 9 laps down. Still out on track, but 9 laps down.
88 under the 3, move 88 to 3rd.
Yeah, he's consistently running, 3 to 4 tenths faster than these guys in front of him.
Yeah, I think possibly maybe he's on fresh tires with that pit stop he had to take.
Yeah, Dave, he pitted later than everybody else, which dropped him to the back, but he had a 16-second pit stop, which tells me that he definitely took on 4 tires there on his last stop.
Yellow is out.
74 is around. Ryan Steinhoff has had an issue here. Held his brake. Good on him for doing that. That's one thing is a big deal here when you're racing is be sure to hold that brake. Yeah, he just gets loose. Same thing we've seen all night. Oh, 75. Oh, my Atlanta.
Luckily, the 74 did everything right there. He kept it up against the wall and then held his brake down here in the corner until everyone went by. So good job on the 74.
Now, let's see if we can go back and look at this again from James Nelson's perspective. Because that's going to be pretty wild. See if we can get on board with James Nelson here as this happens in real time. Oh. And it happens that fast, folks. We have some takers on pit road this time. Looks like Michael Kurgelak is in. Kenneth Pack is in. Dustin Matney is in. Tyler Nelson is in. James Bowden. Rada is in. Your new leader is Eric Thornton. Back out front with Gregory Robinson in second and James Nelson in third.
Yeah, I think, what are we on? Caution number 3? 3, I think? 3 or 4?
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
We're working lap 37, so we still got a little ways to go here. Lap 72 to end stage 1.
All right, folks. So be on the lookout in June here on SimWorld Racing Network for a special race that we're gonna do. This is it's gonna be the Katie Robinson Memorial Race. I believe qualifying for that event's gonna be like somewhere around June 1st, and then I believe maybe the following weekend on a Saturday is gonna be the race. I think it's going to be in Charlotte. And it's going to be 500 miles. There's going to be a little tomfoolery with the way it's all set up. Just be on the lookout for that. I know that they've been talking to some of the NASCAR drivers who, haven't made commitments to be there, but could very well be a few names that outside of Quick Finishers Racing League and that race in the real world that you could see in that particular race. But nonetheless, come support the Katie Robinson Memorial. Be on the lookout for that. Be sure to subscribe to the channel here, ring that notification bell, and you won't miss any of the action as we move forward throughout the seasons here with the Quick Finishers Racing League, the All-American Racing League, and special events from time to time.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun race for everyone to get together, and 500 miles should be fun.
Yeah, we'll have more details on exactly how they're going to do it. I think qualifying is going to have a little mix-up. I don't know all the rules yet, so I don't want to speak too much on it, but I think it's going to be some kind of lap, and then you pit maybe, and then have to take another lap. It's going to be a little bit different format than what you're typically used to seeing in these style races. And there may even be some stage play with the way they do the stages, inverting the field and things like that. So it should be fun. Be on the lookout for it. We'll bring it to you here every lap right here on SimWorld Racing Network. Lights are out on the pace car, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like Eric Thornton's going to bring him to the green flag with Gregory Robinson to his outside. Looks like Tyrone Yo sneaking up. He's up 5 positions into the, looks like, what is that, 5th position, I believe.
You know, Tyrone usually hangs around until the end. He's right there to capitalize on a great finishing position. But in this race, he's jumped right on up there, like you say, in 5th. This restart, the number 2 car. Pace car is off. The 88 fires off inside the Geico restart zone. 75 of Nelson going to try to follow him through. And does. Clears for 2nd position over Smokey Robinson. Oh, we've got some action back in. Yikes. 3 and 4 wide. I saw something happening back there, but then I saw someone kind of blink out. It's not your eyes, folks. That does happen from time to time in the digital world we live in. Top 5 are single foul at the moment. 74 of Ryan Steinhoff making his way around the 16 of Pack. Now looking to try to capitalize on the 4 of Hollifield Sr. Now the 16 looks back to the inside of the 74.
Yeah, 75
gonna prevail.
74 goes high in the corner. Almost gave up 2 positions there. Looks like the 74 is staying up on that high side, and that's Dustin Matney, who's blinking just a little bit, but inside of the 74. Not sure why the 74 is staying up high, but it's not working out for him at the moment.
Maybe he just feels he
74 is around, saves it. Great save there for the 74.
He's going to be very slow on track as he's trying to get that car under him again, but he's up in the dirty stuff.
Yeah, great save for the 74 to keep it out of trouble, not collecting anyone else.
See the 75 now running that high to middle lane, at least on the entry through center. And it really seems to be carrying a lot of momentum off to stay right with this 88. No sooner than I say that, he goes back to the bottom, of course.
See what he does down in 3 and 4. There you go. He's up kind of mid-track. Trying to get a good run off the corner.
And you can see that he does. So he's really not... He's giving up a lot on entry, but by the end of the next straightaway, he's made all that time up and maybe a little more.
Yeah, in that corner, he moved up, but so did the 88. So the 88 kind of sees what he's doing, too.
you got a smart racer in Eric Thornton, so he's definitely going to be watching what the 75 is doing. Try to aero block that line a little bit, take some of the steam out of the 75. Nelson within 2 car lengths of the 75. I mean, of the 88. When Kerjelak working himself to the inside of the number 3 of Robinson. 16 is going to get to the inside as well, though, as the 3 kind of had a little hiccup there. Loses both of those positions. But back up front, this battle is still continuing on. Thornton may be starting to pull away just a little bit from the 75.
Yeah, it looks like that's up to almost 0.6 of a second now lead for Eric Thornton. So he's picked up the pace here a little bit over the 75.
Justin Matney's starting to work his way up through the field. He's up 5 positions from where he started. He's back up into the 7th position now. Tyrone Yo, we were talking about earlier, is dropped to 8th. Ty running the Superman paint scheme. You can go to Facebook.com and search for Tyrone Yo Jr. Give him a message. He can hook you up with one of Ty's paints. Custom paints for whatever your iRacing needs may be. If you have a sponsor or something you need on your car. We see the 41 of Kerjelak now running the high side, working his way around the outside of James Nelson to take away that 2nd position. See if he can run down this leader who is now out to 1.3 seconds over Kerjelak. Kerjelak was the faster car. He and Kenneth Pack were running 23.7s last time by, where our leader ran a 23.8, so they were about a 10th quicker.
Yeah, we'll see what these times look like now that they've straightened everything out here from second on back. Looks like a 23.3 for Thornton, 23.5 for Kerjelak, and a 23.5 for Pack. So
well, I think those were the best times, Dave. It looks like the leaders ran 23.94, 23.90, and 23.89, respectively.
So they're pretty much right on top of each other as far as times go.
Yep. 3 fastest cars on the track are the first 3 cars, which is what you would kind of expect. Last time by, Kerjelak was 2/10 quicker than your leader, as was Kenneth Pack. Both running 23.8s with the leader running a 24 flat. So a little over a 10th, I would say, not quite 2/10. Well, Kerjelak was exactly 2/10. Now, Kerjelak and Pack both came down on lap 36. So 14 laps later than Eric Thornton. Both took tires at that time. So they are on 14 lap fresher tires. I think we're starting to see that pay small dividends of about a 10th a lap at this time.
Yeah, and we're working lap 56 here of 72 in stage 1. So they can definitely keep chipping away at this. Should be able to get to the back of the 88 here shortly.
This is the meeting with Miles 240. Be sure to stick around after the races. We're going to talk to all 3 of the top finishing drivers. First, second, and third, the podium drivers we will be talking with. As they're closing in, Dave, within 0.3 of a second of our leader. 41 just closed that up to a couple of car lengths in one corner there. So the tires starting to go away on the 88 a bit, and the 41 and 16 are taking advantage.
Yeah, the 41 now right on the back bumper of the 88. It's going to look low here. 88's going to give him the room. He knows they're faster. Not going to let these two cars go on by.
Yeah, good on him not to try to hold him up too much, especially being that much faster. You're really just standing a chance of causing yourself an issue. And he has quite a gap, almost 4 seconds back to James Nelson behind him for fourth position, or in fourth position. Return leader Michael Kurgelak back out front, just 0.3 of a second over the 16 of Kenneth Pack. You know, I've noticed Michael Kurgelak getting stronger and stronger and stronger each and every week, both in Quick Finishers Racing League and the All-American Racing League. He's really putting in the time to practice and honing in his racecraft.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we've been talking about Kurgelak more and more every single week. So definitely improving. And like you said, really working on that racecraft to figure out what he needs to do to run up front here week in and week out.
We know Kenneth Pack is a very consistent driver. Always has speed. Always someone you're going to battle with on the track. You know, he's been trying to get the first win this season here with Quick Finishers Racing League. Been I think several podiums so far. It seems like there for a long stretch we were talking to Kenneth Pack every single week. Sometimes twice a week, depending on the leagues and his work schedule.
Yeah, hopefully Kenneth can make it with us on Tuesday for a 600-mile adventure around the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that should be an interesting race there, Dave. So Dave's alluded to the All-American Racing League on Tuesday night. Will be racing 600 miles at Charlotte. So get your popcorn ready and get tuned in for that one. Unlike the folks at home, we won't get any bathroom breaks. So you know, the Laura here is a nurse. I think I might have to have her hook me up to an IV bag just to keep me hydrated. The yellow
is out
for not sure.
Not sure. Not sure has wrecked.
Not sure has wrecked. Oh, that's such a funny movie.
I want to say possibly something with Michael Bovair. I'm not too sure.
Well, I saw he was coming off pit road, but I don't know.
His pit lane time was 40. I'm gonna try to take a look here. Not too sure what happened on this one. No, not seeing anything there.
So Dave, are you hearing anything on Racer Radio whether or not this will be the stage break or we're going to get a start here?
I have not heard anything.
Well, we'll know if they come down pit road, we'll know it's a stage break.
Like Kurgelak is down. Kurgelak came down pit road. Kenneth Pack stayed out.
I'm still showing Kurgelak on track. I see Eric Thornton on pit road.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at. Sorry, Tommy Osborne is who I was looking at.
Yeah, Tommy's got damage to the front of his car there. Okay, he just used a quick repair. The number 1 did.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is not the stage break if these two stayed out.
See if I can find out what happened to the one.
I'm gonna look back at this too.
Oh yeah, so that one and the 85 were together. Let's see if we can back this up, folks. See exactly what happened here. Okay, it looks like coming off the corner, the one just starts to slip up, gets too high, comes across the nose of the 85 of Younger Nelson, and gets turned around into the inside wall. Took us a minute to find it, but looks like we found the replay for you folks. All right, so we know the one has now used his fast repair. That'll be his last one on the day. Why this thing's not necessarily streaming in 1080p. I hope you folks at home are able to see this in 1080p. Yeah, not sure. If you're only seeing it in 144, then we got a problem. Which is what my settings were set at, and when I looked over at it, I noticed that I couldn't see anything. It was all blurry. So let us know in the chat if you're seeing a blurry screen. I sure hope you're not. I hope you're able to see this in 1080p as it should be seen. And that might be just the view I was looking at it too, Dave. I don't know what you're seeing it in, bud, but I know I'm streaming it at 1080p, so hopefully.
Yeah, I mean it looks fine on my end.
Okay.
I am watching it on a cheap 60 hertz monitor, so it never looks perfect for me. But
well, I mean, I'm only looking at
good.
it through Studio, and through Studio, it was looking pretty terrible there. And I looked at my resolution; it was 144p. So that right there is pretty awful. So that's good to know that it's not happening for everybody at home. As the lights are out on the pace car, looks like we might run one lap. It's going to be interesting for the folks who came down pit road here. Lap 68 or so. First car down is going to be Gregory Robinson. He could very well cycle to the lead, or maybe Ryan Steinhoff. I can't tell which one, but he may as very well cycle to the lead when they pit under the caution flag or under the stage brake. It's kind of a strategy move, I believe, there.
Yeah, because I think they typically close pit road with 2 to go in the stage, which they hadn't quite hit that when they pitted. So, fair game at that point.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I don't know if they'll extend it another lap here, as we are going to cross the 72 right here. It's maybe just a one-lap shootout, folks.
Yeah, it looks like pace car's out. They're coming into the Geico restart zone. Michael Kerjelak takes off. Good jump for Kerjelak. That's what he needed here with a short little run to the end of stage 1, is what I'm guessing.
Kenneth Pack gets clear for second position. Greg Barnett with a lot of damage to his nose there.
Oh, we got one around on the backstretch. Not sure who that was. Maybe James Bowden, maybe. Not too sure.
Rada very loose and up the track, losing a ton of positions there. Still way up the track.
No. Kenneth Pack looking under. That's the caution for the stage break.
A little one-lap shootout. Kerjelak will be your stage 1 winner. I expect to see a lot of these drivers come down. Again, the first car pitted on that last pit stop for 4 tires is actually going to be Eric Thornton, who's currently in 4th. So he's likely going to cycle to the lead here if all these leaders come down, which I anticipate they will. See what Kerjelak does here. Yeah, as he goes to the apron.
Yeah, you should have Kerjelak here, Kenneth Pack, Greg Barnett looks like he's coming. Ryan Steinhoff as well.
Thornton stays out. The three of Robinson stays out. As
Yeah, we
expected.
should see Tyrone. Tyrone is in. Rada
Nelson will
is in.
stay out. Everyone else on pit road, the top three here stayed out. It's like Matney was wanting, he may be the lucky dog there. I'm not really sure if the 12 is going to be the lucky dog here or not.
Yeah, there goes the 12 there for the lucky dog.
So that'll put Matney back on the lead lap in 12th position.
Still not too sure and too entirely sure what happened to Curtis Sovereign, as he is currently 9 laps down.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, I know he was in a little bit of an early incident, but I'm not sure exactly what happened. I mean, he may have had a bathroom break or something. Like I say, folks, you can't. If you get up from your rig to go use the bathroom, it's can be lights out for you. A real showstopper. A real crappy situation. Oh, he's got jokes. He's got jokes for days. They're terrible jokes, folks, but I try. I try. Across the line here to start lap 76 at 2:40 in the Quick Finish Racing League Cup Series meeting with miles 240 here at Dover International Speedway. If you're watching and you know, if you're in the chat, can you let us know if you know the year that Dover Motor Speedway became Dover International Speedway? We were just talking about that before the race, before we went live here on the broadcast. And we knew it had changed. We just didn't know the year in which it changed, or when iRacing changed it. But we did kind of notice that it had changed. So if you know that year, pop it into the chat for us.
Looks like lights are out on the pace car. They're going to stack them up and go green next time by.
Pair of Chevrolets sitting on the front row. Eric Thornton and Smokey Robinson. Eric is your control car, your leader. That inside lane. No leader's choice here on which lane they restart in the Quick Finishers Racing League. And iRacing is yet to implement the choose rule. Not sure when or if that'll be coming. That's got to be a very complicated code upgrade to implement. The way their scoring and timing works, but nonetheless, Eric Thornton in the 88 will be your control car as we get ready to get started here once again.
Green is out. A good jump for Eric Thornton. The 75 of James Nelson's going to try to follow him through underneath the 3 of Gregory Robinson.
Robinson holding tight there on the outside there.
Oh, Robinson fights back on the outside, going to grab second position.
It's allowed our
to hang
to
tough.
pull out a little bit there. Now the 16 looking to the inside of the 75 for that third position.
Caution's out. I saw Michael Bovair go for a slide.
It's kind of strange sometimes what happens with the scoring and timing there. Sometimes you get a caution, you won't get a caution when a car is smashed into the inside wall because they consider it off track. But then if a driver is sideways for a certain amount of time on the track with a slide or whatnot, it'll bring out a caution. So unable to find that replay, but Dave said it and I believe it, so there it is.
Yeah, it just looked like Michael Bovair got loose off the corner, slid it down to the inside wall, and caution came out.
Yeah, we'll rack them up, we'll stack them up, and we'll try it again.
Yeah, working lap 81 here of 240, so still a long ways to go here at Dover.
I think we were working the fourth caution for calls. We've had fourth or fifth. I think we've had one caution for stage. We will have another stage break at lap 150. And as usually happens, I'm sure these drivers will shake off this the whole getting a feel for the car. They'll shake that off, and Bovair says it was just a kiss. So now this guy, this is why you got sideways, Michael. Because you're in the chat. Now we appreciate you being in the chat, but don't go wrecking yourself to tight now.
Texting and driving is probably not the smartest move and illegal in many states.
That's right. As we kid because we care. But that's right, folks. Right here on SimWorld Racing Network, you get to be up close and personal with the drivers while they're on track. While they're on track, mind you. What other sport or arena do you get that kind of action? Real-time responses from the driver. Tommy Osborne's on pit road. I don't know if he... Yeah, it just came down, I guess, to maybe top off a bit. Tyrone Yo was down to top off.
Yeah, I think this is a similar situation. It's going to be hard to make it all the way to the end of the stage.
That's right. Yep.
Well, lights are out on the pace car. They are stacked up, double file.
Let's see if that 3 of Robinson is able to fend them off for that second position again on the outside, or even go for the lead here. You know, he was able to hang strong running that outside lane on that last restart as he was challenged for that position by the 75 and the 16, but was able to pull it off again.
Green is out. Good jump for the 88. 41 looks like he struggled a little bit to get going. Sorry, excuse me. That would be the 3 of Gregory Robinson.
16 of Pack was able to come on through to get that second position away from the 3 of Robinson. James Nelson in 4th, and Michael Kerjelak in that 41, who's been strong all night, is currently in the 5th position.
Yeah, good run off the corner there for Kenneth Pack. Closes in on the back of the 88, but 88 kind of beats him into the corner a little bit. Kenneth Pack can kind of roll the center and get off the corner just a little bit better.
Kenneth kind of running that middle lane that we saw the 75 working so well with earlier. Maybe taking it a little easier, like you said, getting in than is the 88, but then able to get a really good run off.
Ooh, Kenneth in the wall there that time off of 2. Not too many battles going on at the track at the moment. Looks like everyone's kind of settled in here single file.
Out to about 0.4 of a second over Kenneth Pack now. You can kind of see the distance right there just a bit as Kenneth kind of sneaks into the picture. And that 3 of Robinson not letting the 16 get away from him. Kind of hanging right there. Kerjelak has moved up into the 4th position, getting around Greg Barnett, or James Nelson. Greg Barnett gets around James Nelson as well to take over the 5th position. Battle heating up for 2nd position as the 3 of Robinson's closed in a bit on the 16.
Yeah, and it also looks like Kenneth Pack has closed in a little bit there on Eric Thornton as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's definitely closed in 0.2 of a second so far, so he's just a 0.2 gap.
Yeah, possibly could have a 3-way battle for the lead here shortly if they can keep this up. Kenneth Pack gets a little bit closer to the back of the 88.
Their lap times are pretty equal, 23.6s for the top 3.
Looks like the 4 of Mark Hollifield has hit pit road.
He's got a little bit of damage, it looks like, to the right front of that machine. He's going to come down, maybe get some of that repaired. He's obviously hit something pretty hard there. As you can see, the right side buckled in a little bit. Nate starts to stretch it back out again. Now he's out to almost 0.6 of a second overpack. So I don't know if maybe Thornton was kind of saving his stuff a little bit, or just managing the gap, and then put the pedal back down again. And sometimes you can do that, right? Or, it could be Peck doing that now. You can kind of back off and let your tires cool by not stressing them too much, and then get another big run. Go on another tear there.
As Eric Thornton comes and crosses the line here, working lap 100, so about 50 laps to go in stage number 2.
Get a battle for the 9th position. It's Rada and Matney. Matney's still blinking out there just a bit, but is about a car and a half behind the 89, trying to make something happen there. Running a little bit lower line than the 89, it looks like, through the corners. 89's going to stay high, 12 goes low. 12's going to easily make that pass. Rada just kind of maybe saw he was a little bit quicker or pushing his tires more, and said, hey, I'm just going to let him by. Another battle here with Ryan Steinhoff and James Bowden. Switching up positions there, as James is now up 10 spots to the 7th position. See the 4 finally rolling off pit road here. Gonna rejoin the field. It won't be long. We'll be coming to halfway here. Another 16 or so laps will come to halfway here in the meeting with miles 240. As we have 105 laps down.
Yeah, finally getting the feel of kind of a green flag run here. So it'll be interesting if we can go green from here when these drivers will duck off for a fuel stop. According to our math, they cannot make it all the way.
No, I don't see anyone. Tyrone Yo and Tommy Osborne would be the closest to making it, and they're still short. So, they may be able to do a splash and go or something to gain a lot of time back, as they're currently back in 11th, 12th position. But, yeah, they were both in on lap 81. We can run, what was it, 54 to 58 laps, I believe it was. Then there's still going to be a handful, 15 to 20 laps short. This pack is slowly starting to chip away at that lead again. He's got it down to about 0.3 of a second. Starting to close back in on the back of the 88 now as the run moves on. Really closing it in now. This is within a couple of car lengths.
Yeah, Kenneth Pack really closes it in off the exit of 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's been beating the leader by about 0.2 of a second the last couple of laps. Fastest car on the track is Michael Kirchleck back in 5th, but this 16's not but a few hundredths off of that time. So he's one of the fastest cars on the track is the 16. Starting to peak a little to the inside of the 88, putting a lot of pressure on him now.
Yeah, it looks like Eric Thornton right now is really struggling to get through the center of these corners. That's where you see the 16 make up ground, but now the 88 moves aside, lets the 16 by. New leader, Kenneth Pack.
And Smokey Robinson's down pit road for his stop. Let's see, I'm curious to see what he does here, Dave. He is the first down on cycle, I believe. See if he does fuel and tires or fuel only strategy or what's going to happen here. Right sides are up, so at least right side tires.
And yeah, left sides.
4 tires for the 3. So he's going to be making some hay around here in just a few seconds.
Yeah, so we'll try to keep tabs on who does what. I think it's one of those things. If you took tires in the middle of stage 1, between 1 and 2, you might just take fuel only. We'll see what these leaders do when they finally decide to hit pit road.
Again, they have 5 sets of tires on the night, and we know they've used quite a few, or at least a couple of sets already. Have many of these drivers. You're getting through that first stage, midway through that first stage, and then at the stage break around that area. So yeah, I mean, this could be the 3rd set for the 3. Kenneth Pack is kind of pulled out now. Once he passed the leader, or passed for the lead, he kind of set sail and is out to about 1.5 seconds over the 88 now. It's Tommy Osborne's on pit road. Greg Barnett's on his way down to get service.
Yeah, keep an eye on these drivers, see what they choose to do on this stop. Like Tommy Osborne, right sides are up on that car, so possibly 4 tires stop for him. Will be 4 tires for Tommy.
So that's our pole sitter. Watching our pole sitter here. Not seeing any tires going on it.
Looks like fuel only for the 38.
Now see, he just started some stuff right there. Tyrone Yo's right sides are up and down, left side's up. So Tyrone 4 tires. So that fuel only stop. That's a strategy move. You've got 30 laps left in the stage, 32 laps. Be interested to see how that works out for him if these other drivers take 4 tires. I mean, currently Barnett's getting passed by the 4 tires that Gregory Robinson took several laps earlier. Gregory Robinson's short pitting may be the golden move, to be honest.
Yeah, because it looks like Gregory Robinson went, maybe 1 lap down there. So it looks like he's coming back around Kenneth Pack now.
Yeah, and he's running, almost a half a second faster than these guys per lap as he navigates through traffic. James Nelson's in for his scheduled stop. Green flag pit stops get me giddy, Dave. It's all the strategy, man, the strategy.
And Nelson in. Let's see what Nelson chooses to do.
Yeah, so Barnett is still going to be what? So Barnett's 2 laps down with his pit stop for fuel only. Robinson is, well, he's on the lead lap because he got back around for that scheduled pit stop.
Well, it looks like Robinson went 2 laps down on that pit stop. I'm still showing him a lap down on my end.
Are you showing him a lap down? Oh, yes, he sure is. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Be right back. As we see the 88 coming down pit road.
88 coming down pit road for his pit stop. Let's see what the 88 does. Yeah, right sides are up for the 88.
I apologize for that long quiet period there. My mama was up buying a car, and I told her to call me and let me know whenever she was about to leave there, because it's about an hour drive for her, and I want to make sure that everything was going all right. So she had ring my phone, so I thought I'd better answer it. But we're back here now. Mama's all right. She got her paperwork done and is bringing her car home, so she's happy about that.
That was a 4-tire stop for the 88. Still waiting on Kenneth Pack, Michael Kurgelak, Ryan Steinhoff, Dustin Matney, and Rada to hit pit road. Also, James Nelson still is out on track.
Yeah, I mean, currently there's what? So Rada's the first car 1 lap down in 5th position right now. Michael Bovair has crashed is what I'm seeing on here, but no caution, so we'll stay with it here. He jumped to the pits, so we avoided a caution flag there. That would have been huge for these guys out front. And for the guys who just pitted, would have been in kind of big trouble there, as you know, we have Robinson sitting in 6th 1 lap down. Is the first car with the freshest tires who's already pitted, I guess.
Kenneth Pack is on pit road. Going to hand the lead over to Michael Kurgelak.
Kind of watch here, folks, to see what Kenneth Pack decides to do. If he's going to do a fuel-only stop, or if he'll... I don't know that the fuel-only really helped Barnett all that much. I mean, he pitted out of like the 5th position. But it was an 8-second pit stop. But it didn't seem to help him.
It looks like fuel only for the 16. Just a handful of laps left in the stage. Looks like they're going to have about 20 laps to go. Oh, Kenneth Pack almost loses it off of pit road.
Kurgelak is back in the lead with a 5-second lead over Ryan Steinhoff. Both drivers were down on lap 74, as was Rada, who's in 3rd position. They're gonna have to pit. Yeah, they're gonna have to pit soon. I mean, I can't see that they go another 5 laps.
I think the big winner in this, once it cycles through, is going to be that 3 of Gregory Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know how long. He's got about 3.5 seconds over Kenneth Pack right now. Kenneth didn't take tires, so he's going to be able to maintain that. But Eric Thornton, who took 4 tires, is going to be coming. He's going to have much fresher tires than both Kenneth Pack, who did not take tires, and the 3 who did take tires. 75 trying to get one of his laps back now. Now looks to the inside of the 41. He does quickly get that lap back. Now he's going around the younger Nelson. We have younger Nelson and then we have babyface Nelson. Babyface Nelson's the older Nelson. I know it's confusing, but we got you. Little father-son duo there. Your leader is the 41 of Michael Kerjelak, followed 5 seconds back to the 74 of Ryan Steinhoff, moving down that second position. Watching for this 41 to pit, Dave. I'm thinking by lap 138 he's going to have to be down here. If I'm doing my math right. I mean, that's going to be 54 laps at 138. So that's when his pit window, I guess, is technically going to open according to what we were told. So he may be able to go a little further than that. And running this late, I imagine he's going to be going fuel only. Just a
I would think so, because I don't see much of an advantage here running this late into the run where everyone else is pitted, besides him and Steinhoff. So I would imagine it's going to be a splash of fuel and go.
But yeah, I mean it's exactly right. I mean, third place on back is a lap or more down. But Robinson's turning. As Steinhoff's coming in, Robinson's turning 24:30s to Kerjelak's 24:97. So he's running 0.6 of a lap faster. Now, Eric Thornton's running 23:67. Fastest car on the track at the moment.
Yeah, and he's closed that down to, looks like, about 0.6 of a second behind Gregory Robinson. That will be the race for the lead.
74 is going to be fuel only. Nothing going up on the right side of that car. This is likely your battle for the lead right here, folks. Once it cycles through, once Kerjelak comes down, it's the 88 and the 3 are battling it out. The 88 goes to the outside of the 3. Looks like he's going to make that work. P2 to Eric Thornton. Your leader is still Michael Kerjelak, who has surpassed what I thought he was going to do on fuel, but he came into window at 138. He can run, according to what we're told, to about 142, and he's crossing 141 right now.
It looks like Kerjelak's down low on the apron, coming to pit road now.
Yes, the 88 just passed him to go circle around. I think your leader's gonna be the 88. I think this pit road is too slow to get that splash and go and get back out there and still hold on to the lead.
Yeah, Kerjelak isn't even in his box yet, and Eric Thornton's working his way through 3. Now off of turn 4 now. Kerjelak is just now in his box, and there goes Thornton.
New leader, Eric Thornton. Second place, Gregory Robinson. Kerjelak still sitting on pit road. Okay, he's pulling off now. Kenneth Patton gets around. James Nelson gets around. Curtis Sauber goes up and passes the leader in the 88 to get one of his laps back there. We'll talk to Curtis here at the end of this stage. We'll do a lap with Curtis Dale. We'll find out exactly what happened with him, what his, what kind of rode his day there a bit. As your leader, Eric Thornton holds about a 2.5 second lead over Gregory Robinson. It's another nearly 8 seconds back to Kenneth Pack in third, with James Nelson in fourth, and Michael Kerjelak in the 5th position. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'll be right back with you. I'll leave you in the good hands of David LaFar. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so working lap 145 of 240. We got about 5 laps to go before the end of stage 2. Currently, Eric Thornton holds the lead by about 3 seconds over Gregory Robinson. Kenneth Pack is 11 seconds back in third.
All right. I'm back with you, Dave. Nature was a calling and I had to answer. So, your leader is Eric Thornton. Gregory Robinson is 3.7 seconds back in that second position, followed by James Nelson, Kenneth Pack, James Bowden rounding out your top 5. Kerjelak dropping back just a little bit with that fuel-only stop. It's like Kenneth Pack is the only one on the fuel-only that's it's really kind of he was second, I believe, when all this come about. So it's paid off for him, meaning that he's maintaining fourth. But all those guys around him have had fresh tires, so he's saved a set of tires for maybe a late race caution or whatever. As we are over halfway now, but he will have that extra set still in the pits.
Yeah, that yellow should be waving here shortly. There it is. End of stage 2. So give the stage 2 winner will be Eric Thornton.
Eric getting it done there for stage 2. So we'll watch these drivers come down pit road, and we'll try to get a word with Mr. Curtis Dale there in the number 54 Interstate Batteries Toyota. We're under 100 laps to go here in the race. The meeting with miles 240 from Dover International Speedway. Finally got to see a really good green flag run there. Got to see the green flag pit stops, and how all that strategy was going to play out. Some things worked for Gregory Robinson in the 3. It paid off. He finished P2 on the stage, picked up those valuable points. Probably would have liked it to have been one position better, but hey, it's still it was a good move. Learned something about that green flag pit stop and the timing of it, as we see everyone on the lead lap down pit road to see what kind of service these drivers decide to get, as we know some of them just burnt tires. Will they burn another set here?
I believe they will.
Yeah, I'm thinking you should.
I think they're going to have to make at least one more stop here to get to the end, as we're going to restart probably somewhere around 80 to 85 laps to go.
So the 88 is off. It's the first driver off pit road, followed by the 3 of Robinson, the 16 of Pack. Looks like Kerjelak will come off 4th. Or the 4th car off. Tommy Osborne is your leader, as he stayed out. He may come on down pit road this time, and he does. So that'll relinquish the lead to Eric Thornton. So I'm not really sure how James Nelson, I know he lost a lap there. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. Let's see. Did we get a pit stop out of Curtis Salburn yet? He was last down on lap 126. So I don't know. Maybe he's not going to pit this time by Dave.
I think Curtis is looking to get a waiver around here. Maybe a quick yellow, get him up another lap.
Do we want to try to bring him in, or should we leave him be at this time, you think?
Yeah, let's bring Curtis in.
All right.
Curtis, Dave and Dave in the booth, you got us?
How you doing, boys?
Man, we're watching a pretty interesting race, watching some strategies play out there a little bit and see how things were going. Listen, man, we totally lost it as to what happened. We know you got in a little incident early on, like on the first couple laps there, it seemed like. Got caught up in something. But what got you 9 laps down?
Well, I messed up on lap 3. Trying to pass Kenneth on the outside, got loose, so I had to use my fast repair. And then getting going again, the 12 coming off 2 just doors me. I hit the inside wall, and that was 4.5 minutes of repairs. So it put me 9 laps down.
I see. Well, that explains it. And so we didn't. I mean, I know you got in an incident. I just wasn't sure what caused you to be. Now you're 8 laps down. So hey, make that 7 once you get back around here, or maybe that was 8.
Yeah, it should be 8 now.
All right. Well, you're working your way back up there. Gaining some positions. You've gained a spot over Hollifield Senior. So we're gonna ride along with you here on this restart, man. If you want to tell the folks at home exactly what you experienced inside this car.
All right, yeah. I'm still, even though I got all the damage fixed, it still won't fix it all the way. So you might see my steering wheel. I don't know if you guys can see my steering wheel, but it's a little to the right going down the front stretch and back stretch.
Yeah, we could see that center stripe kind of pointing off to the right side a little bit there.
Yeah, that's been interesting to drive. I hate it because I know I have at least a top 5 car and practiced all week, and then stuff happens. You know what I mean?
Such is racing, sir. But we're gonna let you go ahead and explain it to the people at home, and we'll be quiet and let you take care of it.
I'm gonna get up to 4th. I see what everybody's doing. Try to hug this bottom. You're gonna push up just a little bit, kind of diamond these corners off. Full throttle off. Don't want to mess Tommy up. He's on the lead lap. But again, just diamond it. Try not to smack it and get loose coming off this corner, and that's a lap round over.
All right, Curtis, man, we appreciate it, buddy, and hopefully you can get a few more of them laps back tonight, bud, and we'll probably won't be talking to you again tonight, but we'll be talking to you next week, I'm certain.
Yes, sir, boys. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy, we'll see you. That was a lap around with Curtis Dale. Not having the night tonight he wants, Dave, but that's all right. He still seemed like he was in good spirits, considering.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times that stuff will happen here in real racing, sim racing, doesn't matter. It tends to happen to all of us at one point or another. I'm just going to make the best of it.
I've had a lot of that going on this season myself in the All-American Racing League on Tuesday nights, so I can definitely, I feel his pain. It's never fun being on that end of it, but like you say, it does happen to everybody as the season goes on and progresses. But you have to do exactly what Curtis is doing out here right now, which is get that car back out on track and run, because you never know what's going to happen. We still have 80 laps left in this race. There could be other drivers that have similar issues, and you end up gaining a spot, maybe 2, maybe 3. As Curtis has now moved up to 15th. We were just talking to him. He was in 16th. As we see Beauvair's on pit road, as is Rada. Not sure what happened with Rada there. Your leader is Eric Thornton. about a half a second out ahead of Pack. And Gregory Robinson in third with Michael Kurgelek in fourth. You know, this 41, I just don't, you know, all things were equal now. The 41, it seemed to be the faster car early on in this race, over a period of 10 or 15 laps, right? So I just don't know that we're done seeing him in the front. He's now working on the back of the 3 of Robinson. Now he's going to try to go to the outside of Robinson. Swings it high, arcs it back in, and gets a great run down the front stretch to pull alongside the 3, or the back stretch there. Now he's going to pass him on the low side, makes that pass, 41 to third position.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the end of the 3 of Gregory Robinson or the 38 of Greg Barnett quite yet either. I know Gregory Robinson's has shown some speed here late in the runs.
Yeah, and Barnett just moved to the inside, passing the 3, and like you said, it could be that the 3 is a long run car, better at just kind of letting it ride early on. Let these guys get out there and take the positions away, and then you just go get them back on the long run. Definitely not seeing anyone run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, Kurgelek has found some speed here in the short run, but I still think he has to be a little careful. Still a lot of racing left to go. Save what you can here. See if you can get a little bit closer there on the longer run.
Yeah, I mean, well, these drivers were down, so they're not going to have to run a full 50-lap run if they're going to split it in half. They had about 90 laps, 88 laps to run after their pit stop. When they come down on lap 152. So another 88 laps to the end. So really, you can run it a bit harder, as you know you're not going to have to run a full fuel run. But there again, that's not that much difference between 54 and 44, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we could always run it hard here for the beginning of this one, short pit, and then run the last one out 54 laps. And really take care of your tire there. It just depends on how you want to play the strategy. And whether or not you get that, the caution flag. If the caution flag flies, then everything changes. So Michael Kurgelek's been looking at that 16, been kind of showing his hand at the bottom there a little bit to the 16 here the last couple of laps. And the 16 appears to be running down our leader.
Yeah, you got to remember that last stage, especially in the long run, Kenneth Pack was able to run down the 88 and pass the 88. So we know Kenneth Pack has long run speed. Bounces off the wall a little bit. But he's showing a little bit of that short run speed too, not letting the 88 get away, keeping him in sight.
Yep, and we're getting to the point where they've got about 20 laps on tires. So, the feel good is kind of starting to go away. Not that the tires are getting bad yet, but the feel good is you've got through the best part of your tire at 20 laps, I would say.
Yellow is out.
We have Michael Bovair had an issue. See the 40 or the 84 car here. This comes around, yep, gets loose on the bottom there, and that was more than a kiss, Bovair. That one was more than a kiss, bud. That is a good-looking paint scheme on that car, but that was much more than a kiss in that NOS Energy. Number 84. Unfortunate for Beauvais there. I think he's running about 15 laps down at the time. That one's definitely not going to help his cause too much. But this opens us up for an interesting scenario. We know that Kenneth Pack has more tire. You know, he has enough to change tires now and a set for later, and it looks like he's going to bring it down pit road. He and Kerjalak and Barnett all going to come down. The 88 stays out. Everyone else, James Nelson stays out. Everyone else on the lead lap is down. Here on lap 174. Let's see what Pack decides to do. I imagine he's going to take tires since he does have that extra set.
Yeah, I think you take tires right here. Run it as long as you can. Come down at the end. Top off. Splash and go with fuel at the end.
Oh, the tires are spinning on the 16. That didn't help the tire changer any.
Yeah, it looks like four tires and fuel for everybody. By the looks of it.
Yeah, can't blame him there.
Except for Dustin Matney, not sure, maybe just topping off with fuel. But my calculations, I don't think they can go. They still can't go the whole way from here, so they're still going to have to stop.
Yeah, you know, Dave, I'm saying run it hard now. Run halfway and pit again. Because you're going to smoke these guys on that stayed out. That have 20 lap older tires, 22 lap older tires. So you can pull out from them and still pit halfway through the run. You're going from fresh tire to fresh tire. I don't know, though. This is the Speculation World Network. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're the Sim World Racing Network.
I think part of these pit stops, to me, it screams that you're feeling a long green flag run from here to the end. That makes sense to me if you're to come down and pit right now. Because kind of the 88, 75, even Dustin Matney there, who looks like he took fuel only, kind of sitting ducks right now. We'll see the fresher tires prevail, and if they can get a run and run away from these drivers, it's kind of bad news for the 88 and 75 if it goes green.
Yeah, I mean, 62 laps left. We're going to restart with maybe 63, 62, somewhere in that area. 54 to 58 laps on fuel. I don't know if anyone can save that much. I mean, 58 is the end of it, so I'm thinking... we saw Kerjalak run really, really long the last time. But, again, he was somewhere around that 58 mark.
Yeah, nobody's clutching right now to try to save fuel of the drivers that just came down pit road. So, it either tells... I don't think they're good to go. It's too many laps. So, they're expecting to have to come down again for a splash and go.
Yeah, and I think you're right. You know, you come down with... You run it out. And then you come down with 5 or 6 to go, and you take a couple gallon of gas and be on your way maybe. Yeah. But you kind of got to
find out. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah, we're gonna find out one way or the other.
Pace car. Looks like he's gonna duck on off here. Oh, I'm sorry, we're only off at turn 2. Jumps the gun on that one.
This is the Quick Finishers Racing League meeting with Miles 240 from Dover International Speedway. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight to watch this race. Whenever, wherever you're tuning in, be sure and hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing. We have racing on Sunday night in the All-American Racing League, Tuesday night in the All-American Racing League Cup Series, and Friday nights right here at the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Now the pace car is off as they hit the Geico restart zone. The 88 is off and on his way. Good jump for the 88.
Pack with these fresh tires. really start to turn it on here. Closes right in on the back of the 75, going to the high side.
75 gets loose, around goes the 16.
Take your breath away a little bit there, Dave.
A little bit. I was waiting for that hook back up the racetrack like we typically see, but he kept it clean.
The closing rate between the 16 to the 88 is just, I mean, that's 20 some laps on tires. That's 22 laps.
We got one down. I don't know who that was. That looked like Curtis Sovereign down. I don't know if he hit the inside wall, but he came close.
The 16 is now looking to the inside of the 88. Take over the lead. Does so. Kerjelak's the next car on tires and hasn't been able to get around the 75 here. Seems to be struggling a little bit to get a run to his outside. Now he's going to look to the inside, possibly going into 3, I think this is. Inside of the 75 is the 41. 41 now backing up. Gets a little bit loose there. May be able to get it done exiting 2 as the 75 goes high. 38's going to get by. The 3 is now going to get by the 75. So Eric Thornton's still doing a pretty good job of holding on to second place, but that ain't going to last long as the 41 of Kerjelak begins to kind of bear down on him. You know, I noticed Pack did a really good job of getting the lead, and then he just backed off. He did not continue to pull away at the rate in which he was. He backed it off to 23 6s from like 23 3s, 23 4s.
Yeah, Kerjelak is not backing down. That last time by a 23-3. Someone else is down towards the inside wall. Not sure who that was. That was Dustin Matney. Heavy contact with the inside wall.
Oh, yeah, his bumper just flew across the track. He's coming down pit road. Well, he came down on the apron. He's not around to pit road quite yet.
Looks like he's struggling to get that car back to pit road. Tough break there for the 12. And now we see the tire differences. Michael Kerjelak, Greg Barnett, and Gregory Robinson now have all worked their way around Eric Thornton.
Here we watch times at the line. It's a 23.50 for Pack, 23.47 for Kerjelak. Barnett with a 23.39, really laying down a quick lap there. Fastest that time by was Sauber with a 23.35. But of our lead lap, the fastest was Barnett, who's now closed in on the back of the 41 and looking to the inside.
Yeah, so if this goes green, this is bad news for Eric Thornton. Eric Thornton's going to need a caution here as they walk away from him.
Barnett takes over the second position from Kerjelak. Sets his sights on that 16 machine of Kenneth Pack. Kenneth turned up the wick a little bit. It was about a tenth quicker than the 38 last time by, but that could have been because the 38 was passing the 41. Not exactly sure. We'll find out this time by at the line. They ran almost identical times, 46 to a 43. Remember, your pole sitter was Greg Barnett, who's now back up into the second position here late in this race. $59 to a 58. These guys are running, mirroring each other in the top four.
We now have just 50 laps to go. as we are working lap 190.
Down to the final 50.
Yes, folks, I can do basic math from time to time.
Very basic math. Yes. I kid because I care. We're right here on the roof cam of the number 38 of Greg Barnett as we see him chase down this 16 of Kenneth Pack. The top four still running 23 sixes for each of these drivers.
Yeah, Eric Thornton has dropped like a rock all the way from the lead to 7th position, almost 6 seconds behind our leader, Kenneth Pack now.
He's starting to struggle there, or struggling quite a bit there on those older tires. Now the 75 of Nelson gets around him. Claim that 7th position. Got the 22. 22 is a few laps down, I believe. Yeah, it's Chris Essery. Oh, the 88 got really loose. Had to come out of the throttle there. Oh, somebody else down there on the inside. Looked like the 4 of Hollifield Sr. maybe had an issue there.
Yeah, he's got major wheel damage trying to get that car back to pit road.
Yeah, the left front is completely locked up on it. He's had some heavy contact there. Kurgelak gets around Barnett. Not sure what happened to Barnett. We missed that checking out the 4. Kurgelak's moved back into that 2nd position and starting to reel in our leader. Running about a 10th quicker than Kenneth Pack that last time by.
Yellow is out.
Not sure what for. Yeah, you're going to have to take tires here. So this is going to put everybody back on equal footing, Dave, because I can't imagine anyone's going to stay out here. I don't see where your benefit of staying out would be at this point. Because now you're looking at, it's flip-flopped. You're 24 laps since the last pit stop.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Unless you just don't have a set of tires left. But I think everybody has at least one set left. Kenneth Pack going to stay out? Pack stays out. Oh, wow. And so does Michael Kurgelak.
That's interesting.
I don't like this move, Dave. I
don't like it either.
I think Barnett's going to be in the best position if he takes 4 tires here.
I don't think they can make it on fuel unless they're trying to save.
Well, I think because of the caution flag laps that maybe they can make it on fuel, but...
I mean, they're still not clutching up here, so Kenneth Pack isn't clutching, Michael Kurgelak is not clutching anything. So either they can make it on fuel, or they know they still have to make a stop for splash and go.
I think they can make it on fuel now. The thing I'm concerned about is that they're going to have such... these guys are taking 4 tires. Unless they get a caution and get fresh tires later on, about 15 laps from now, these guys are in trouble. I don't think Pack and Kurgelak are going to have enough speed to hold off Barnett, who's going to be coming on, a pole sitter coming on 4 freshies.
And that was a huge break for Eric Thornton to catch that caution. It's going to catch him back up and not risk falling too far behind there. But yeah, I think you're right. Kenneth Pack, Michael Kurgelak, kind of sitting ducks right now, like we saw on that last little run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they passed Eric Thornton, did they not?
Yeah, Eric Thornton fell from the lead all the way back to, I think, 8th position.
That was 22-lap tire difference. Now we're looking at 23-lap tire distance. So, difference. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would have stayed out. But, who am I? I'm up here in the booth. I'm not in the race car. So,
for all we know, they still have a set of tires in the pits, and they're hoping for a later caution here.
That would be beneficial for these guys.
Yeah, that would be very beneficial.
Yes.
But we don't know. We're speculating on what these drivers do and do not have in the pits.
But I still think Kenneth Pack has 2 sets sitting in the pits right now. He's been to pit lane 5 times.
Yeah, and we know at least one time he did not take tires. I mean, he took fuel only.
Right. I think twice he took fuel only.
So yeah, looking at some of these other drivers, Greg Barnett's been down, 11 times? Is that right?
11 times, and he just took a set of, probably his last set of tires right there.
Eric Thornton's been down 6 times, so he's probably just took his last set
right
as well. So those drivers are going to be going all the way from here to the end.
They needed to stay green.
Yeah, they needed to stay green. I think Kenneth Pack and Michael Kurdelak are hoping for a late race caution here.
Yeah, I think that's what they're banking on, is there being a late race caution. And maybe both these drivers only have 1 set left, and that's what they're banking on, is that there's going to be another caution within this 40 laps. And if so, they're going to look like heroes. But if there's not, they'll look like zeros. I don't know what I'm talking about. As we line them back up, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, behind the pace car, lights are out. We will go green next time by. Kenneth Pack is your leader. He will be the control car within the Geico restart zone as they're heading down the backstretch.
Pace car is off. Kenneth Pack's going to lead him to the Geico restart zone. And the 16 is off. Good jump for the 16. Here comes the 38. Greg Barnett looking underneath the 41 of Kurdelak on those fresh tires.
Makes easy work of the 41.
Yeah.
Sets his sights on the 16. Now he's going to look to the inside of the 16 of Kenneth Pack.
Yeah, easy work there. The 75 is going to follow this up through underneath the 41 now.
Slide job.
Is Eric Thornton now making moves on those fresh tires to get back to the front? Ooh, 74 sideways down the front stretch. Everyone has to avoid.
He's got it under control now. Your leader, Greg Barnett, has pulled out to just about a second over Kenneth Pack. He got around him and got going is what he did.
Yeah, 38 made easy work of the 16. 75 having a little bit tougher time, and yellow is out.
I think the 16 and the 41 will both be.
Oh, that's a big wreck over here. What is that? Turn 1. Not sure what happened.
So we saw the 54 have to check up. The 74 checks up for him. The 12 gets in the back of him, and then Rada gets a piece of it as well. 2 gets into it. Oh, tried to miss. 74 gets up into the 22. I think I said all of that right. It's calling it as I saw it. We jump back here and grab us a better view of that from maybe the blimp camera.
Man, that 22, I'm not sure. It looked like he came in like a rocket out of nowhere at the very end of that.
Yeah, the 54 gets all started with the 54. Rada got a big piece of it.
Oh no, it was the 2 that came in hot there. The 22 was on the binders.
Yeah, the 2, and then the 2 decided he had to go high of the 74 and just ended up collecting the 22 there. All right, we see Kenneth Pack and Michael Kurdelak are on pit road. The problem is they did this just 5-6 laps after these guys put on fresh tires.
Yeah, I think if I had made my bed the way it was, I would have stayed out once again and hoped for another caution.
Yeah, because I don't think the thing is we've watched the 16 tonight just be really good on the long run, but now he's going to have to do it from a disciplined standpoint. And what I mean is to be very disciplined about it because he's back in the pack, and he's thinking the laps are winding down. I got to go, but you can't overdrive the car, and that long run speed really work out for you. But at this point, that's really what they have because their tire strategy with 6-8 lap difference, I don't think is going to be that big a deal. 15
No,
laps,
I don't believe
yeah.
it will. Yeah, I
15
think
laps,
15,
yeah,
20 laps, that's, I don't know. That's, maybe if you're someone like Kenneth Pack, maybe you still have a set. I'm not sure.
I mean, that's possibilities. Tyrone Yo and Tommy Osborne are both on pit road as well, which is going to give Kenneth and Michael a spot. So that's 6th and 7th. They're going to restart on fresh tires. So I mean, maybe not too bad a spot here with that. A little bit fresher tires, because Barnett really ran them hard to get around those guys. And Nelson was struggling to get around those guys. Thornton, we know, restarted there pretty far back. So I don't know. Stick around to find out, guys, as we are coming to the final laps of this race. It's gonna get interesting here.
Looks like we're going to restart with probably close to 30 laps to go.
Lights are out on the pace car, stacking him back up. Couple of veterans in this league on the front row with Greg Barnett and James Nelson. Pace car is in this time. 38 will have to be the control car in the Geico restart zone. Fires off really well. 88 going to try to follow him through.
Yeah, we'll see if that 38 went too fast too soon on that last little run. The 88 is going to be raring to go, but a little contact with the 88 and 75.
I think the 75 just kind of was trying to stay off the wall there and pulled left a little bit, and it just all of a sudden shot a little left. Now the 88's trying to look to the inside once again. Can't get it done this time by. Michael Kerjlak moving up through the field, though, as he moves into 4th position. Gets around both Kenneth Pack and Greg Robinson. We know we've talked about the 41 short run speed as Eric Thornton's moving into 2nd position.
Caution is out.
James Bowden had an issue in the 53 car. Cautions, breed cautions, Dave. Yeah, the 53 was kind of right on the rear quarter of the 16. Let's take another look at that again. I think he was right on the quarter of the 16, which kind of got him pushed up a little bit. Right there. And then the 54, as the 53 goes up, it gets loose, and the 54 is trying to get under him there and just gets into the rear quarter, spins him towards the wall. So cycling of tires. So all of this is really kind of working out for these guys who pitted on lap 197. You know, the top three here.
Yeah, so far it looked like Kerjalak was able to make some hay early. You know, right there after that green flag. So I'm curious to see if there is a big difference at all in the tires being only 4 or 5 laps.
I mean, Kerjalak was really making it happen, but you know he's had a short run car we've seen throughout the night. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but if we keep ticking him down like this, then I don't know. I think it's going to benefit the guys who I don't know. My speculations have run out. My guesses are all gone. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. Check them out on Facebook.com. Search QFRL. On Sunday, are the All-American Racing League trucks going to Charlotte, Dave?
No, the trucks, I believe they're off. I think.
Oh, I'm going to jump over here and take a look. It
might
to
be
me
Charlotte.
like they are going to do 134 laps in the nighttime at Charlotte this Sunday.
Yes.
Check out the All-American Racing League Truck Series Sunday night. It's about an 8 p.m. start time, I think it is. Is that right? Yeah, 7:50.
Yeah.
And then the following Tuesday, like we said before, will be the Coke 600, or excuse me, the Gamer Tube Elite 600. It'll be 600 miles at Charlotte for the All-American Racing League Gen 7 car. Do you know what the start time is going to be on that yet, Dave?
Green flag should fly at 7:15.
7:15 green flag. Be sure and tune in for that. Say, make you some popcorn or whatnot. And then next week for Quick Finishers Racing League, we will be going to... It's not Kansas time yet, is it? Dover, then... It looks like we will be going to Kansas for the Quick Finishers Racing League next Friday night. So a lot of racing on tap over the next week. Hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up button for us. It'll help get this out to other people who might like this type of stuff. Like to hear a couple of morons. And we promise we're not showing our faces anymore. You don't have to look at our ugly mugs. We stopped that mess. So, you know, we figure people watch longer. All the statistics showed you guys watch longer when we kept our faces out of it. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's probably true. So anyway, be sure and tune in. All the fun YouTube stuff that you can do. Share with your friends so that they can watch it too. And if you'd like to sponsor one of these cars, be sure to check them out on Facebook. Shoot them a message. The admins there will get you in contact with whatever car number you're interested in, and they can put your business on the side of one of these things, and we can talk about you and your business. We do sponsor reads. You can contact us at through the comments here or Facebook.com. Search for SWRN, SimWorld Racing Network, and we can hook you up with some sponsor stuff over there too. If that's something you might be interested in doing.
It looks like they postponed the green flag. They were supposed to go last time, but lights are out now. We're looking for that green flag next time by.
They were giving me time to talk here as the pace car is off. .38 fires late. 88 doesn't let
Oh,
him get
they're
away.
wrecking down the back four to the inside wall. Caution is out.
Don't know if we had a new leader by the time the caution cut. Doesn't look like it. But something happened with Mark Hallfield Sr. here on the start. See if we can back up here and see. Watch the 4 car. He spins
the
his
four
tires.
spins his tires, then gets
Yeah.
hooked by the
Ooh,
85.
and the 12. Yeah, tough break for the 4 there. Just got a little too much on the throttle. And when you cycle your tires like this, that makes these starts harder and harder. What's the pace car? Come on, pace car. Somebody fire that guy. He's jamming up the whole field here. Can't count on the pace car for nothing. I kid. iracing.com does a fine job, a fine job with their pace car. Do I sound salty, Dave?
Not at all.
Okay, good. I wasn't wanting to come off salty. So we see the Night Owl So's machine of Greg Barnett, your pole sitter, still out front here. As Eric Thornton, the caution came out before. It looked like Eric was about to get a run on him, or was at least trying to get a run on the 38 when that caution flag came out. And we're going to rack him up and start again. This time, James Nelson will be starting on the second row behind the 38. And the 88 will have to try his luck on the outside, as he did get a good start behind Greg Barnett that last time by, which was, or the last restart, which was going to give him an opportunity to try to at least battle for that lead. As we're the laps are ticking down, we're going to be 22 to go here in just a second. Probably going to restart with about 21 to go. Tyrone Yo's up in the 8th position with Tommy Osborne up 9 positions in that Night Owl So's machine. It's a good looking paint on that. Sitting in the 7th position. Kenneth Pack in 6th. Michael Kerjelak in 5th. Smokey Robinson's in 4th. That Busch Light number 3 machine. With your auto serve number 75 of Babyface Nelson in the 3rd position. Eric Thornton is 2nd. Greg Barnett is your leader. These lights are still on the pace car here. I think those should go out this time by, and we should stack them back up. Rada is on pit road. Okay, he's coming off now.
It looks like we'll probably get back to racing here with about 20 to go. I guess the question is, does anyone have anything for the 38 of Greg Barnett? I don't think we're done with the cautions yet either. So we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, you get into the later stages and folks start jostling for position. And yeah, you're trying to get everything you can here late in the going to try to get that top 5 or podium finish. And there's still some fast cars towards the back of it here. Not towards the back, but towards the mid-pack. As we still have 10 cars, it looks like, on the lead lap, with the 74 of Ryan Steinhoff being the 10th position.
Yeah, we'll see what the 88 can do restarting on that high side. I expect the 75 to try to fill that gap and not allow the 88 to the bottom. Then you get Kerjalak sitting back there in that fifth position, who's shown really good short run speed. He does, even though it's only a few laps, he does have fresher tire here. So we'll see if this helps him at all.
So see, the 75 should start to roll up on this 38. He's starting to do it. As they're heading towards the Geico restart zone. The 38 fires off. 75 gets alongside the 88 to try to take over the second position. Looks like he's... Yep. 88's fighting back on the outside for that second spot. Door to door for P2.
41 looking, pushing the 75.
Now the 16 trying to get into the mix here. So he's now right on the back bumper of the 41 of Kerjalak.
Yeah, good run down the backstretch for the 41. Gets right to the bumper of the 75. 75 able to pull away a little bit in the center.
Yeah, I think the 75's driving it in a little bit harder than these guys around him. I say that.
While this is going on, Greg Barnett has checked out to almost a second lead over the 88.
So we're coming to 17 laps to go. Kerjalak swings to the inside there, not close enough to make anything happen. I'm just wondering if he was trying to regain his composure there on exit as the 16 is working the back bumper of the 41.
Yeah, he's going to take a look to the inside. Can't quite get it on the bottom. Good run off for the 41.
Scrapes the wall there just a little bit. Oh, 41 loose. 16 right to the bumper, going out of the inside.
The 41 pushed on corner exit, got loose off, allows the 16 to get door to door now.
75 into the wall. Now the 41 trying to get to the outside of the 75. 16 is going to have to decide which lane he's going to try to go with. 41 makes it around to take over that third position.
Oh, 16 scrapes the wall.
75 lets him go. Or I'm not sure he had a choice, but Greg Barnett holds a 1.1 second lead here with 14 laps to go in the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, meeting with Miles 240. Greg wants to be the first to meet with Miles here today.
Last time by the line, Eric Thornton a 10th quicker than your leader. The laps are winding down, working 12 laps to go now.
See, doing that math and thing you were talking about, Dave. If he can be a 10th quicker every lap. Oh wow, he just gained a bunch. I was gonna do the mathing, but it changed on me so quickly. It went from a second to 0.6 of a second. The 88 just drew in on the back of Barnett. Barnett must have had a little slip there. Not necessarily on the back, but he's within 0.4, within less than a half a second now of our leader, Greg Barnett.
Yeah, Greg Barnett really struggling here. That was a big gap, but yellow is out.
James Bowden and Curtis Sauburn had an issue.
Looks like a bunch of them. There was a big issue back there.
Yes,
Bowden,
there
Sauburn, Nelson, and Bowden.
See what happens here as Bowden comes off the corner. It looks like the 3 was struggling down the inside. Oh yeah, the 53 gets sideways. 54 tries to go high, smacks the wall. Looks like the 53 then turns hard right to try to correct. Gets up and into the 54. Both cars are sideways. The 74 has nowhere to go. Gets into the 54. Not sure what happened to the two. We're behind a sign on our replay. Oof.
No one has tires left. No one chooses to come down pit road from our leaders.
Tyrone
Yo is down.
His car looks clean, so he's not coming in for damage.
That's interesting. Let's see what Tyrone does. Maybe Tyrone has an extra set.
If he straps on 4 tires here, I mean, it's probably not going to win the race from 10th position. But let's see what he's got here. No? Fuel only.
No. That's...
Maybe he's worried about there being green-white checkers or something.
That's interesting.
Are the rest of these guys tight on fuel?
I wouldn't imagine. Well, Greg Barnett, Eric Thornton, last down on 197.
Yeah, I mean, they would be the guys that would be in trouble here if Tyrone came down to top off. Then these guys.
I'm not too sure, unless they are expecting maybe some green-white checkered finishes.
Barnett's gonna have to get it done again, and we are running out of laps for the 88 to get around him now. Cycling tires here, it can do one of two things. I mean, cooling them down can help you with grip. So I don't know. I mean, I guess this is benefiting them a bit. But Michael Kurgelak and Kenneth Pack are now 3rd and 4th, not 5th and 6th.
Yeah, so kind of the saving grace right now for the 38 is that the 88, who has been his next closest competition here, is going to be on the outside. But that 41 of Kurgelak I don't think is done yet. Should be able to get a good run from starting 3rd. See how this plays out. Working 7 laps to go. Probably get a restart here with about, maybe 5 to go?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. If I could spell, it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
Yeah, I think the tires are really showing what they're made of there on the 38 as he was really falling off the pace quick there the last few laps. 88 was really gaining on him. So I have a feeling the 41's kind of in the catbird seat as far as being able to restart behind the 38 and maybe keep pace with him on the restart.
Yeah, I mean, the inside line is definitely going to be beneficial. But I'm not counting out the 16 either, as we've seen him run that high side arcing to the low side. I mean, honestly, anyone in the top 6, I have a hard time kind of counting them out of this thing. And like you say, was that our last caution? I don't know.
Time will tell.
They're really laying back from the pace car a little bit, which is interesting.
So here we go. We're going to take the restart with 5 laps to go. 38. Greg Barnett's going to lead him down into the Geico restart zone with the 88 to his outside. Does anyone have anything for the 38?
He went late in the zone last time. Let's see what he does this time. He
goes middle of the zone.
Yeah. Oh, the 88
started a little
good run to his outside here.
Yeah, the 38 didn't get the start he wanted.
48 runs a little high, kind of squeezing up on the 88 just a little bit. 38
88 may be able to clear here, and he does.
Oh, the 88 really draws back in. Can't keep it sticking. Now he's going to get a good run off.
Gonna take a peek to the inside of the 38.
I don't think I would have let him get to the inside there. I'd have had to block that. 38 battling back on the outside, trying to hold the 88 at bay. 88's going to get clear of him here. 4 laps to go. Coming to 3 to go. Oh, as the 88 gets loose. 38 gets by. 41
down
is
to the
right
bottom.
there. 16 is sitting in 4th position. Now the 88's working his way back to the inside. He's going to make the move to the inside again as the 38 gets loose.
Yeah, the 38 couldn't hold the bottom. Here comes the 16 of Kenneth Pack.
Leaning on each other. 16 of Pack now into the 2nd position. 2 laps to go here with the meeting with miles 240. 88 of Eric Thornton. Kerjelak moves into 3rd. Does the 16 or the 41 have enough left to run down this 88? 16 gets a really good run through the center. Final lap. Last lap around.
Bouncing off the walls. One more corner, one more shot for the 16.
They hit through 3.
I don't think he's going to have enough.
No. And your winner of the meeting with miles 240, the number 88 of Eric Thornton.
That was a crazy 5 laps.
Woo, it was. Good run by these drivers. Let's see if we can get Michael Kerjelak in here, who finished. Ooh, was there a little bit of anger going on there? Nope, I don't know. Let's see if we can get Michael Kerjelak in. Talk to our top 3 here.
Hey, Kurds, Dave and Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, what a crazy finish to that one. That was fun to watch. You guys giving it everything you possibly had. But congrats on a 3rd place finish. Walk us through the final laps there. It looked crazy for us.
Yeah, it was very crazy, but I felt really good this whole race, and I really was hoping I could pull off a victory, but I just didn't have enough there at the end, and Eric was tough, and so was Kenneth. But that battle with James and Greg, woo-wee.
Listen, man, that was a heck of a finish to a race. You did have a heck of a fast car. I mean, the entire race, it seemed like really, really strong. Like the first 15 or 20 laps of a run. Did you feel like the beginning of the run was better than later in the run? I mean, it's not like you really fell off all that much. It's just you were super fast early on.
Yeah, I was taking advantage of them tires early on, but then I was kind of falling up, but then I was able to get the car back down by backing up my entry. But it turned out to be a pretty decent night.
Yeah, man, you can't never complain about a P3, a podium finish. Congratulations again, man. The floor is yours. Anyone you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, I just want to say good race to everybody out there, and thank you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, congratulations, and thank you for putting on a good show. And hopefully we're talking to you next week at Kansas.
Yes, sir.
That was Michael Kerjelak in the number 41 Ford, finishing in P3 tonight. Let's see if we can have a word with our good buddy Kenneth Pack. That we talked about that earlier, about how we seem to be talking to him a lot here lately. So let's dial him up and see if we can talk to Kenneth once again.
Hey, Kenneth, Dave and Dave in the booth.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, well, I'm going to start calling you Podium Pack, I think is what I want to call you. Every time you seem to come and race, when you're not at work, you're on the podium. Heck of a finish there at the end. It was exciting for us. Was it exciting for you?
Oh, yeah. Had a good long run car. All those short runs there at the end just kind of hurt me. Because I had a little bit for Eric on the longer run. I just needed that. But at least not a 3rd place this time.
Yeah, man. So we watched you several runs there go up and take the lead on the long run, and we were talking about that too. Seemed like Michael Kerjelak had a really fast short run car. You had an extremely fast long run car, and the 88 was kind of somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah, me and the 88 were running pretty much the same line into the corner, a high line into the corner, and then longer into the run. I just had a little bit better turn off on the corner than he did.
Yep. Well, listen, you guys put on one heck of a show there toward the end. I mean, throughout the whole race, we got to see a little bit of everything in this race, which was great. Got to see green flag pit stops. That was awesome. Some strategies play out. The short runs, we noticed when you and Michael stayed out. I guess it was a few stops back around lap. I think it was maybe 197 or somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was worried there might would be another caution somewhere in there, and I only had one set of tires, and then we got another quick caution a couple of laps later, and I just said, well, we got to get what we're gonna get, just take them and go.
Yeah, we thought maybe you guys were holding on to the set for maybe a little bit later on, and I just don't think that from our perspective, it didn't seem like the 6 or 7 laps there, the difference in tires really made too much of a difference, especially since there was just caution. It kind of got a little more caution after caution there towards the end.
Yeah, those cautions there at the end really helped the tire wear. But the reason I didn't pit that time was I was down to just one set left, and I was worried I would need it later.
Yep.
So when we got that quick caution, I just went in and took them.
Well, listen, man, it paid off for a P2 tonight. Great run, fun race to watch, fun race to call. I hope you guys had fun in the car. And anybody you want to shout out, the floor is yours, bud.
If brother's watching or has been watching, thank him for watching, and thank you guys for broadcasting the races for us.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, listen, congratulations on a P2, and hopefully we're talking to you next week at Kansas.
All right. Well, do I get to race? Maybe not. It's according to whether I get home in time when I'm on day shift.
Well, we're hoping we get to see you for the GamerTube Elite 600.
This coming Tuesday is a day off for me.
For
me, so I will get to run that 600 Tuesday.
All right, sounds great, man. Well, hopefully we can bang doors a little bit, but not too hard, and we'll see you there.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, Kenneth. That was Kenneth Pack and the number 16 Chevrolet finishing P2 tonight. Now let's see if we can get a word with our winner. Is he in the Discord
yes,
still?
He is.
Let's get Eric in here.
Hey, Eric. Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, congrats on the win. Kind of a crazy race, especially at the end. It was wild for us to watch. Everyone sideways off the wall, but you came out on top, so congrats on that. But how crazy was it from your perspective?
Yeah, thank you. And it was crazier behind the wheel. It felt like it felt like those last 3 laps. Man, I was just white knuckling it the whole time.
Well, man, listen, you came in here, I believe, second in the points. This is going to be your second victory, I believe, on the season. So Curtis Saubern was the points leader. So I believe, looking at this, you're going to leave out of here with the points lead. It depends on how the stages worked out, but you won a stage too. So there you go. I believe you're going to leave out here the points leader, man. Congratulations on the victory. That was fun to watch. It looked like the 16 may have been a little faster on the long run. Kerjelak on the short run, but your middle of a run was really, really good and really strong. Were you worried about the 16 or the 41 who had just a little bit fresher tires there at the end?
Yeah, well, I was worried about anybody if the run went past 30, 35 laps, because I seemed to have fell off bad right at the end of every run. I'm just glad that last caution kind of worked out for me to be able to save a little tire there for the end.
Yeah, right on, man. Well, listen, congratulations on the victory. The floor is yours. You can say hi or shout out to anybody you want to shout out. Floor is yours.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. I'll shout out to my buddy Brian Short, and thank you guys for everything you do.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, thank you for showing up and running these races. And you are a victor once again, a winner here in the Quick Finishers Racing League. And will we see you next week here at Kansas?
Absolutely, I'll be there. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. We'll see you there.
Bye.
That was Eric Thornton in the number 88 Chevrolet getting the win here, meeting with Miles 240 for the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. Let's bring up our final order here, Dave. All right, Eric Thornton was your winner with Kenneth Pack in second. Michael Kurgelek was third. James Nelson gets a fourth place finish for the night. Tommy Osborne finished in the top 5 with Greg Barnett sixth. Smokey Robinson was seventh with Ryan Steinhoff in eighth. Chris Essery in his first showing shows up ninth with Tyrone Yo in the 10th position.
Yeah, 11th goes to James Bowden. 12th to Dustin Matney. 13th is going to go to Rada. 14th, Tyler Nelson. 15th, Curtis Sovereign. 16th, Mark Hollifield Sr. And rounding out your field in 17th will be Michael Bover.
Well, Dave, Miles smashed up some cars tonight here in Dover International Speedway. We saw some good racing. We saw some carnage. We saw some green flag pit stops. We got a little bit of everything here tonight. When you think?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, it was a exciting race. Really good to see that crazy finish at the end. Everyone just giving it everything they possibly had. Cars sideways, up in the wall, just giving it everything they had to try to go for that win. Yeah, great race here at Dover.
Absolutely, man. Well, I enjoyed it here. I always enjoy being in the booth with you, Dave. And for the folks at home, we appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. Again, Sunday, be sure and catch the All-American Racing League Truck Series at Charlotte. It's going to be a night race there. It's going to be really, really exciting as they run 100% full-length truck races there. And then there's going to be another full-length race on Tuesday for the GamerTube Elite 600 miles at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Gen 7 Cup cars like you saw tonight. A lot of these same drivers will be there, including a few more as Dave and I will both be running in it. So tune in here to the Sim World Racing Network for that. We appreciate you tuning in tonight, and we will catch you next time right here on the Sim World Racing Network.